My name's Matthew,
I'm Aaron.
and this is our Rec and Eco project. We had the fire signs as well as the informational kiosks and pamphlets for the public.
So like Matthew said, our main goals were to create road signs to help encourage safe traffic when we're doing a burn in an area. We also created and designed a roadside poster that will be at the kiosk to provide some educationalness about fire. We also designed pamphlets that will be handed out during a burn if a landowner is curious. Then we also designed a classroom poster for anyone that might want to hang it up. Our main goal in this was to put fire in a good lighting to encourage the knowledge and use of fire among landowners.
Like I said, we really wanted to make sure we painted it in a positive light with all the negative connotations around fire on the landscape. The general public just doesn't understand all the benefits of prescribed fire. So we wanted to
supplement that learning so they would understand it and be more not scared of it was our main goal.
And if we can just get at least one person to take one thing away and to reconsider fire, then we would consider that a great success. So a big part of our project was the road signs. We had 2 designs, and we have 2 of each. So these 2 of each were set to be ordered. The first sign we wanted to have the most visible, so we went with a orange and black, given that it would be the most visible. And this one would sit in front of this one on the road, so that way people, when they're driving, they can be informed that there is a burn going on up ahead, and they don't need to panic and call it in as a forest fire or a wildfire potentially. Then our landowner wanted a benefits of prescribed fire sign. That way, when people are slow rolling through the area, they can at least hopefully take away 1 or 2 things as they're driving. So we wanted to hit the high points, reduce wildfire danger, improves wildlife habitat, promotes land biodiversity, and controls invasive species. We wanted to put things in the most simple, raw form for the general public to understand.
Just very simple phrases, hoping that they'll see this sign, think, oh, I need to slow down a little bit. And then while they're slowed down, read that one, get 1 or 2 things, learn something. Like I said, this will be put on the roadside. This one will be set out front. Then 100 yards, 150 yards after, it'll be that one. So they're already having the mindset of what's going on. They both will be reflective signs in case we're doing a burn at night, and just to increase visibility and hopes that someone would see them.
And these are both 36 by 36 signs. That's what our landowner wanted, and that was the most cost effective.
So we made the roadside poster for the kiosks. It went through various different changes and trying to really perfect what we wanted it to say. As you can see, our initial one said fire is a tool, not a weapon. We later changed that to danger because weapon just didn't sound the most pleasing and inviting. The main thing we really did was we had to break all of this up and just make it not so text heavy. I mean, like the safety of fire section, that's pretty text heavy and people aren't going to read that. So that was our goal. We did a lot of work on it to really perfect it.
And this sign, this is the larger sign, so it was a 48 by 72 inches. So this one needed to be clearly visible from the road. And given what we know about graphic design, this obviously was not going to flow very well. If I was driving by, I would absolutely not read that.
Yeah, and the picture of when it's that big, this drip torch should be 2 foot, and I didn't think about that at first. So I put it in, then it was brought to our attention that they probably don't want to see a 2 foot tall drip torch on the side of the road, so we changed that.
Yes.
Here's an updated one. As you can see, we changed from weapon to danger, trying to not really have that negative connotation of weapon. We woke it up some, but that still just looks terrible.
Still too many words.
Yeah, it's too choppy. and just not easy to read, easy to understand.
And we did also, like the road sign, we could incorporate a little bit more information given we have a bigger template to work with. So we just covered the basics of the benefits of prescribed fire. I mean, reduce or remove fuels, lowering the risk for a wildfire. We have increases wildlife habitat by replenishing or increasing the amount of grazing is available. So we just hit the high points of the benefits. Like I said, I mean, we can't get too technical with the public because they just aren't trained in the field that we're trained in.
Then here's the final design. As you can see, I think this one's pretty good. You know, we really shortened down the benefits of prescribed fire to as little wording as we can and as simple wording as we can. It included a few pictures to really help try to make it be more easily understood. We added text at the bottom about where you can learn more, such as contacting Georgia Forestry Commission and Georgia Department of Natural Resources for the really interested people that see it and want to learn more.
And our landowner was very helpful, Mr. Ford. He has had more experience dealing with the public than people such as myself and Aaron, because we're in college, we haven't had to deal with the public like he had. So, you know, him suggesting the pictures to break it up, we thought was really good, and given our training, the lessons in Rec and Eco, we feel this turned out pretty good. And if we can get it posted by the road, if the person doesn't catch it on the first drive-by, then on their next drive-by when they're coming back through at another time, then when they see it, they might remember and try and get 1 or 2 points off of that sign. And like we said, our biggest goal was to paint fire in a positive light.
And like Matthew was saying, meeting with Mr. Phillip, trying to nail all this down, he helped us a lot. We had a lot of emails and meetings with him to really nail down everything, because, you know, we'd have a design, we'd bounce it off to him, some of our ideas, just really try to get nailed down of exactly everything he wanted. And I feel like we met all his needs with this.
And this sign is going at the school forest, potentially the NSA, and potentially the utility stand. But we know for pretty certain it's going to be out at the school forest, where most of our prescribed burns happen. So this is the pamphlet we had to design. All it is a even more condensed version of the roadside kiosk, if you will. We wanted to hit the benefits of prescribed fire and give the individual something that they can take home and read and share with their friends and family. And we wanted to have plenty of pictures to make it engaging and obviously make it look good and not full of text.
Not word heavy, not full of text, really just something to catch the eye. And, you know, when we're doing a burn, if a curious landowner stops by and says, hey, I want to learn more about this something easy that we can just, you know, take out of somewhere, ideally the kiosk, and just say, oh, here you go, here's some more information about it. So they can really try to learn something and not be scared of fire.
And, you know, a potential possibility is in future prescribed burns, giving some of the students a few pamphlets if we're burning around adjacent landowners, and if by chance the adjacent landowners do converse with us or future students, then they can give them this and you know, get the message out there. Like I said, just keep it simple for the people to understand. And
And then here's the classroom poster we also designed. This was kind of just like an add-on thing that we decided to go ahead and do. It's essentially all the same info that's on the roadside poster, just woken up a little differently, a little better for a classroom type setting. You know, it has the prescribed burn in the background kind of blurred out, so it really kind of draws your attention to it, because you're trying to see, oh, I wonder what that picture is in the background. Then you start reading it. The idea with this is to be put up in the, you know, the lounge at the YAL for new students to come in and look and see on tours, oh, they're, you know, trying to teach us stuff about fire. And also at the school forest classroom, potentially, just for some supplemental learning, kind of. So
Yeah, just small little things that could be stuck up in classrooms, and for incoming freshmen, if they stop in and actually read what's on the board, give them a brief little insight into what's going to come in the fire ecology class, as well as stick it up in the new classroom at the school forest to, you know, decorify the classroom, if you will.
So here's a full cost analysis of everything that we plan on doing. As you can see, the total cost, $2,579.47. Unfortunately, our funds were not met because of just, it was more expensive than we were anticipating, so we didn't have that budgeting set aside for something of this nature. This was more than me and Matthew expected, and more than Mr. Ford expected. But the 36 by 36 diamond signs were $244.92 for both of them. The 36 by 36 octagon signs were $411.74 a piece. The tripods came out to $178.88 for all four of them. Then the PVC signs, we priced it out for one at the school forest, one at the NSA, and then one at the utility stand. And in total, that came out to $570.53. Like I said, this list covers everything we would need to get it done, from, you know, the box or the pamphlets, the wood to hang up everything, concrete, screws, paint, everything to get it done. And like I said, unfortunately, those were not able to be met. But at least now we have all the material for whenever we do have adequate funding to get it all done.
A lot of our time was spent price shopping and trying to find the best bang for our buck, if you will. You know, we were very much thrown off guard with the cost of these materials, road signs especially, as well as just
road sign stands. Those were,
yes.
And when we were first budget shopping, it's gonna come out to like $1,300 just for the sign stands. Thankfully, Matthew kept on price shopping and, you know, called a few places and tried to contact people to try to get us that best price that we could get. So that was the price we met with today. Yeah.
Like I said, as my partner Aaron stated, it definitely took us two and Mr. Ford for a loop when we first learned of the prices for all these.
When we gave Mr. Ford that first budget of $4,000 something, that was before we did a whole lot of price shopping. We had done a lot of price shopping, but we just had to keep on doing some price shopping, and he was not expecting that.
Yes.
He was very taken away by it.
So overall, like I said, one of the biggest things for this project was to show the public the benefits of prescribed fire. After all the years of negative connotations around fire on the landscape, and in today's modern era, the majority of the public just doesn't understand what exactly forest and wildlife managers do, and they simply don't understand the benefits of prescribed fire. And it's our job as managers to not only care for the land, but to inform the public and show them that there are real benefits to prescribed fire. And like we said, if we can at least get one person to change their mind on fire, then we would consider that a great success.
Yeah, I mean, we just want to make people not scared of it, because now you hear about, you know, the wildfires in California, but then, you know, you tell people, oh yeah, you could help that if you did prescribed burns, and all of them were like, that kind of doesn't make sense. Why would you set fire to prevent fire? And that's what we're trying to really help people understand, of the why and how it is beneficial and how it can really save an ecosystem and a landscape.
You always hear about the bad fires, but you never hear about the 99% of good fires that happen in Georgia, for example. We'd like to give a big thanks to our landowner, Mr. Ford. He was a great help throughout this project, always willing to meet with us and critique our designs, which, as seen in the PowerPoints, they were pretty rough in the beginning.
Yeah.
So
he was always ready to help us, and like I said, we did multiple emails, multiple meetings with him to really nail down everything that he wanted and include what we also thought it should have from what we learned in Dr. Lane's class. And he had done a little more public relations type stuff than we have, so he really came to a big help. Thank you all for listening.